This is so entertaining. God, I wish I had popcorn.
It is often quite disappointing when a video game comes to an end, especially of course if we have been enjoying it, but there are often times when these endings can actually be extremely entertaining and rewarding, especially when we discover a secret message, a secret alternative route by replaying the title, a hint from the developers as to what's coming next, or a secret way to deal with the final boss. And yeah, sometimes there are often secret ending Easter eggs that produce some utterly bizarre moments. As we take a look at some super secret discoveries in video game endings, and right here on the Easter Egg Hunter. First of all, we are checking out the ending boss battle in BioWare's 2003 role-playing action adventure Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, where in the final moments Revan will have to face off against Darth Malak. But if you can't be bothered with any of that, then there's actually an amusing method to finish him off once and for all. As by enabling the console commands on PC and punching in Dance Dance Malak before entering the final chamber, this will cause Revan to gain a magic ability and allow a secret ending boss battle to initiate.
Eager for blood, Revan, as am I. Very well, you shall have your wish. Once again, we shall face each other in single combat, and the victor will decide the fate of the galaxy.
Deluded Mind is a 2018 indie horror developed by Sky Halbrick, in which follows the story of an FBI agent who has been kidnapped, drugged and finds himself in the dark and creepy asylum, which is home to plenty of jump scares and puzzles to solve. But it is at the end of the game where you discover a large sealed door requiring two separate codes to punch in on two separate keypads, and you think this will be your means of escape and will allow a rescue team to enter and take down your capturer. However, oddly, just as you work out the second code your capturer confronts you, the game ends and the credits roll. Yeah, it's a little weird. If you press continue once you have returned to the main menu, you will get the opportunity to approach that mysterious door and reveal its true secret, which to say the least is a little bizarre. Next, we're going to take a look at the ending of Sonic Colors, as after Sonic has defeated Dr. Eggman and saved the Wisps from his clutches, you'll be able to discover a secret message. As when Yakka, the ambassador of the Wisps, bids farewell to Sonic and Tails, he will say this, to which Tails' translator will produce hexadecimal code, allowing him to understand what Yakka is saying.
He said, "Thank you for saving us."
But it is during the second half of this goodbye that we get to take a look at the translator screen and get a better look at that code. And yes, when translated, the first two lines do indeed say, "Thank you for saving us" and "You are welcome." But oddly, the last hexadecimal code is never used. And why? Well, that's because if you personally translate it, it will say, "If you can read this, you're a geek." Now it's time for Watch Dogs 2, which doesn't have a secret ending, but it wasn't a patch released in February of 2017 and nearly 4 months after the game's release that Ubisoft decided to add in a brand new cutscene after completing the final mission, where right at the depth of it you can hear two men talking about dead sex cells popping up all over the globe.
How much of this is hyperbole? Has it really gone global? There are new dead sex cells popping up everywhere.
The thing that is really interesting here though is the title of the waveform file, which actually turns out to be a set of coordinates and possibly Ubisoft teasing the next game's location, as by pumping them into Google Maps you will find yourself in the middle of Brixton, which is located in the city of London. And it was during E3 of this year that Ubisoft dropped the world premiere of Watch Dogs Legion, which is indeed set in the heart of London. Final Fight is a side-scrolling beat-em-up that was produced by Capcom and released into the arcades in 1989 and ended up being ported to a wide variety of platforms including the Amiga in 1991 thanks to developers Creative Material and programmer Richard Applin, who actually created an alternative ending for the game if the player happened to use cheats, but Richard decided to remove it at the last minute because he deemed it would be too risque for the time and didn't want it to be printed in magazines. The cool thing is though, if you happen to open the game up in a hexadecimal program, you will discover the ending still hidden within the game. It's likely this would have been discovered by crackers back in 1991, but it wasn't until much later when Ian, who owns Codetapper.com, which covers all things Amiga, fully documented this discovery and managed to alter one of the branch instructions in the code and reactivate this hidden ending. Congratulations, you have beaten the boss of the Mad Gear gang. Metro City is once more safe for the people to go about their busy lives in the dense urban metropolis, and our heroes are free to continue their normal existences. Now, as a special bonus, and because you cheated, here is the unexpurgated version of the lives of Guy, Cody and Hagar. Life of Guy. After a youth filled with unlikely fighting exploits, Guy settled down to a normal life as an insurance loss adjuster. He married a 24-stone traffic warden and died in his armchair, aged 65. Life of Cody. He married Jessica but divorced 8 months later due to his drink problem. Died at 29 after tripping when drunk and falling headfirst into a sewer. Life of Hagar. Left the office of Mary in disgrace after a cocaine scandal and 2 years later was convicted of sheep molesting. Died at 55 after catching a nasty disease from a dirty telephone. Nice. Anyway, a massive thank you goes out to Ian from Codetapper.com for allowing me to use his findings, and you can find all the links to his discoveries, videos, his YouTube channel and website within the description. And from one side-scrolling title to another, here's Konami's Contra Hardcore, which is also home to a rather wacky secret ending, as just after defeating the sub-boss Junk in stage 3, you will head down an incline and arrive at a door which can be blown up, but if you climb the wall here instead, you will be met by a mysterious man, offering you the opportunity to make some money in the battle arena, where, oddly after defeating 3 separate bosses, your character will be sucked through a portal and sent back in time. The final secret today comes from Troika Games' Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, where oddly when you visit Hollywood during the earlier part of the game, you can enter the Lucky Star Motel and discover a laptop resting inside room 3, where if you punch in Easter eggs followed by the word hint, the screen will tell you to open the doors here often. And by opening and closing any door again and again, this will bizarrely spawn a giant werewolf beyond the hotel that is dancing. Yeah, it's a real what the f*** moment, but it also so happens to create some secret dialogue at the very end of the game that we can opt for instead of opening the sarcophagus.
Give me the key. It can't end like this. Don't you see the Kuei Jin will kill us all? I can't lose. I will open the sarcophagus. I'll build an empire. It won't end here.
Well, that's just about it from me for today, but don't forget to subscribe for more Easter eggs, secrets and facts, and why not follow me on Twitter for future announcements and for everything Easter egg related. And until next time, I will see you soon.